videos aren't uploading, so I'm coming to you with a short, detailed, precisioned, very short video. Number one, I found this star online. It looks like the Mug and Dove, except marbles go on. It's fantastic. Then Scott Paff found something online, this little thing about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Everything links. This world was created so man can live within it. If man didn't live in this world, it wouldn't be the way it is. Another thing is, I just heard a commercial. Don't drive buzzed. It used to be don't drink and drive, but now they have something to link. They have something to link another word. Just like the word tuna links, just like the new Ford commercial on the NFL showing a spaceship and showing the world being tied up by something else. We're tied up. We're a big Earth tied up between maybe Saturn and Jupiter, electronic, made of sand. I saw a marble game. Doesn't anybody know what this is? Doesn't this look like it comes from The Simpsons? Don't this look like the field goal lines? The sidelines, side to side, the field goals? Doesn't it look like a long, long, long road between the two doors? Or a long, long road between these two doors? The sphere that connects this side over to this side. Here's the 2 points of your hand. I now saw in Quebec, part of 7286, the area in the Baffin Islands, or let's move over to a little bit something more precise up there, James Bay. Apparently they found a big crack inside the cement of gateway number 5. There's LG1, LG2, LG3. You go to the airport, it's L1, L2, L3, Lockheed, whatever it is. But they found a big crack. If anything hits this crack, number 5 knocks out 4, knocks out 3, knocks out 2, knocks out 1. Have you ever seen the way they built this thing? They built it like this, on layers, because something underneath the ground rolls more than just that. They say if this piece goes in Quebec, it will knock out every single link of power in Quebec, running down Maine and into the U.S., and will knock out the power to all the East Coast, because when one power line gets down, the energy pulled from the second one will collapse the secondary power. And this is something that won't take days to fix. Okay? If they knock down all the links, it can take months to fix. Okay? Unless they open up something underneath the ground, if they dig deep, 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 deep into the ground to make their own wall. But they'll need the biggest wall they can find to fix this. Because this will flood many areas, my friends. This will destroy. And the thing is it good, or is it good that the power does go out? Destroying the communication network, destroying all the numbers inside the satellites up and above the Earth. Doesn't it look a little purple in my house tonight? Just because I put a black light up and I didn't try this purposely? I want to show you something about this year, and I wasn't going to go into this video and do this. But I want to show you this year. First of all, this is the diamond. 3 out of 4 cards are suits. 1 is a diamond. The 3 cards wear the diamonds. In this diamond over here, all you have to do is take this diamond, okay, and split it. Now on one diamond, you create that. On the next diamond, you create that. Now you have the club and the spade. All you have to do right now, and now you have your bird and the heart of man, the 2 shoulders. His spade went up top. You see where the spade is? It's now the body. This is on top of the head for communication. The ruffles of the bird. 10, 20, 30. 34. It says 1 in the word. The year is 2014. 20 is X and X. 14, X1, 5, 2014. 72 degrees of the 9 birth of the Venus world of Mars, inside of Mars, 2 and 2. Why? Because there's only a V and a V. The diamond shape. The gate text of the Greeks, 13, is when you put these two rounds on each other to make B. If I lift this up this way and this up this way, these two D's come together, creating a B. When you fold them, it comes down like this, creating this half diamond in between, connected to this other half diamond. One side can be the heart, the other side not. When we go to over here, X, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 14. X, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 14. X, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. In the game of craps, on the dice, they say the spirit of these two is the spirit of 76. Why? Because when they pay you the money, they pay you $7 for every $6 bet. 14, 14, 14, 5, 5, 5, 9, 8. 5, 9, 8. 9 times 8 is 72. Times 5 is 360 degrees. We have now made the cycle. The worlds we have come into, 7, 7, 7 of 9 and 8. Why? Because we need 2 hemispheres of the mind, okay, to come up with 1 heart. To the 2 hemispheres of the mind that comes out with 9 and 9, 4, 4 and 1, of 4 and 4. This element is the 2 moons that are within, the 7 and 7. 1 moon that goes here and 1 here. Look at your 7 card, look at your 8 card. 8 and 9 is 72 degrees. I'm not sure where that fits. 72 and 30, if you want to actually this way, this will be 1,000. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. 9,000. 72,000. 72 of 7286. We've come into exactly the middle time of everything. We have now reached what they call middle order. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. But 16 and 19 is of the light, of the spirit. So we actually want 16, 19, 17, 20, 18, and 21. 18 and 21 is part of Nibiru. It's the diamond section of 1776. Why is it the diamond section of 1776? Because we play with the diamond 3 suits. When you add up the cards in 3 suits, it's 39 cards. But the last suit, the diamond, will be split up between all 3 cards, making it 1/3. If it is 1/3, when you play the NFL, 53, or is it the CFL? 53 and 1/3 is the width of the field. When you go to the gematria scale, I look at roulette. 37 is your center core. This is your Q. This is the T. The total is 37. It's part of Nibiru. It is also double this. It is half of the entire board of 36 numbers, which becomes 74. 37 to 74, in which has 74 the cross, in which has 74 Jesus. Why is it the cross? In the roulette wheel, it does this. Makes this, and it goes down to here, and it goes over. It shows JT. Why? Because this one is 19 over here. Okay? Then it's 22. Would be over here. 16, 19, 22, 25. Between 16 and 25. 26, 27. If it was the bottom row here, it would automatically be... Was it be these 3? I think it's these 3. You would create the letter I. At the same time, one way, one world would create the letter J. 7th inning stretch, 21 outs. The other team 18 outs, 6 innings played, 7 innings played at bat. QT, 20, 22, 24, 26, and 28 are all connected to 20. How is that possible? 2 times 8, 2 plus 8 is 16, and 10 equals 26. 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 equals 8 equals 20. 20, the 0 will always equal. 3 different kinds of worlds. Why? Because we get it in 3 different sections. We get it at 10 over here. We get it in 20 over here. Okay? Then we get it in 30 over here. 1 world, 2 worlds, 3 worlds. This is the 7th inning stretch. 1 spirit, the 6th light, with the 1 spirit coming in. This 9 must be your nose. When you come up to the plate, wouldn't this be the nose, the 9, the number 9? First base and third base. This is second base over here. Maybe this is the on-deck circle, or the on-deck circle. One dugout, the other dugout. Diamonds are forever. That means each suit is worth 1 1/3. So if each suit is worth 1 1/3, then the totality times 3 is 3 1/3 each. I mean, you couldn't even add it up. It would add to 4. But you can't really add it up because it's 1 1/3 each, which is the beginning of your pi. 3 groups of 1 1/3 each, 1.14. So we did this over here. 30 is creation. Creation of A and B, alpha, beta. Why? 1 and 9 is 10. 2 and 8 is 10. Makes it all 10s. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000 is 100,000. How many zeros in 100,000? You'd have 100,000, you'd have 2 zeros and 3 zeros, because the first part of 100,000 is the one of the 100. Hun, tequila de hun or something like that. I didn't get into it. Forget about it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going down that street. 21, 38. 7, 7, and 7 is 21, 30, 38. 38 has to do a little bit. My pens don't want to work. Communication process. Meow. WO is for woman. 28 goes on man, not men. Me gu is I am the sun, I am the ray, I am the 5 passage of the one spirit of the 3 creation, the 5 and the 13, the orange ball and pool. 38 is for the woman, connecting the 3 islands of 8, 8, 8, and 8. But it's not 8, 8, and 8. It could be 8, 8, and 8 on this angle here. And then it shows it this way, and then it shows it this way. All over the roulette, you'll see the way the black will all connect into squares, connecting all 4 sides, because man walks on this angle because of Gimel. But if it was connecting one side, what would we be connecting right now? 18 and 17 is 35, 41. 3 and 5 is 8, 4 and 1 is 5, 5 and 8 means man is now running in the center. This is the side he's on. He's on the side of 369. This is the one spirit of the sandbox of the creation of man's electronic mind. And this is man. This is man's soul. And this is the center world, how we connect to Jupiter through Venus. Because Venus takes 2 sides, this side and this side, and brings it to 1. You have 2 eyes brought to 1 vision. Meow. Me is 1, 3, 5. 13th letter, or AC, connection to the electronic world. ACE, it would be ACDE, because it would be 4 areas. This also says this. How come? Because 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4 equals 7. 7 and 1 connect together to create your 8. For one of the 8s of the 3 worlds that we're in this way, the 3 worlds we become this way. Up and down, all around. Me is the pool ball. WO is 6. This is 5. 6 and 5 is your F, your E and F. So what would you actually have if this was E and F, and this was D over here? This would say your DEF, the Federation, which is 4, 5, and 6 on the telephone keypad. 4, 5, and 6 is 4 and 5 is 9, 5 and 6 is 11. It's the connection of the meow, of the electronics, of the squeak of the mouse, of the corners of the cheese where you go to think. I didn't get on, but I'm going to try and do a video. This was 1 and 7, okay, that comes together. Then 2 and 7 come together. Then after that you create. Now where was that number I wanted to show you? 1 and 7, okay, 1 and 7 and 2 and 7 will create 10, 10. And 1 and 7 is 8. And 2 and 7 is 9. We're back to the same thing. Then we come over here. 5, 5, 5, 9, 8. H and I. You want the 7 world? I'll add a 7 to this. You want the 13 world? I'll add a 4 to this. That's the one we're in right now. We're in that 14 world. 4 and 9. Why? Because in the telephone keypad, the 9 is here, the 4 is up here. If you measure, you measure your angle here. This has to be our angle for life. 68, 68, 68 equals to 42. Payment is the spirit of 76. That'd be 21 and 18. 3 times 21 and 18. And you're back to the numbers. over here in the 7th inning stretch. The numbers also that spell Nibiru, the Tea Party of 1771. How come? Because 17 repeats itself the same way 20, 26, and 28 repeat themselves. 20, the 0 will always become 6. It'll be 26 and 17, 43. Take a look at the debit machines. They will all have those letters on it. Q is 17 and Z is 26. They've removed them from most of the scales and they put them together. This is your spirit light. Most likely from down here in the fire beneath your legs. The number 19, the snake. Is it the Kundalini they call it? I don't know what they call it. This is the one spirit light where one light shines on to 6 positions and lights up the whole house. Meow. Which way would you want to look at this? Me? Woe? Woe is me? What do you want to do? 1, 3, 5, 6, 2, 3. So if you have 1, 3, 5, 6, 2, 3, 2, 3 is the way we'd actually start it. Beta creation. 1, 3 is the energy. This is the left side. This is the soul. This is the spirit electronic is the way I have to look at it. But it was the soul. Well, you have to connect the electronics to the soul. I mean, the electronics can come in through this area, but then they'd have to go to the soul in order for them to function. And the soul breathes and everything, and it keeps the computer line alive for the communication within the soul and the spirit world. So if the heart is on the left side, would you call that not the side of the soul? That cannot do anything right until the electronics come in. So in Steve Austin, from the $6 Million Man, Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man, bionic eye, bionic equals 52. Nick at Night, bio, both worlds, the best of both worlds. We're human, but we're bionic. We're human, we are electronic. I have a lot more to do. There's a lot of stuff that did not upload in my last few videos. And there's some designs I've seen online, new designs that I'm going to design and show off. But this is the one way. You see the way it leans here? It can't go any higher. It can either lean this way or this way. This one can either lean this one and this way. Pretend they're your feet. Pretend it's your head and your neck. Okay? And this is the body in between. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And here's the 4 corners of 3 and 3. You want to know the 3 corners of 3 and 3? The skull bones? Here's your skull bones. The triangle between this dot here. Now your square now has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, and 3, in which it only has 1 free and 1 free. This was created but not in a corner. But it's on a line. You see the lines that are here? So this in itself has an angle to it, and it tells a story, and I don't know what it is. I'm not a scientist. I just come up with things that I find that I know there's stories to them, but I just don't know what the story is because it comes from a professional. Only a professional can answer my questions. I only can find the question, even if the question didn't exist. Even if it seems like I'm making it up and it has no bearing on anything. We can't give up and say it has no bearing. We have to say, okay, the guy asked the question. Let's see if there's any truth to the question, that there is a value within it, because that's the way we must do all our research. There's not a value, and we create values to things that we find that didn't exist before. We didn't even have the question in mind. But then we found something for the value of the question we never asked. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. There is a big mark. There's a big mark up in Quebec. You understand me? Terrible mark. Very, very bad. I wrote in my video 2 years ago, if anything happens, it has to happen in the very cold so it doesn't destroy the rest of the area. So if this dam does go down because of the crack, or if anything happens, they must protect other areas as they destroy. Remember one thing. If you're not sure where to go, the best thing is to call a friend. When you and your friend can't find a place to go, find where there are groups. Certain groups of people you know that are away from the you know what I'm saying, the govs. And then those groups will know other groups. And when the association of groups come together, you warm each other up. We don't want outside help from armies or navies or anything like that. And don't forget, they made it repeat right now. The arm is me. So they said arm, they said Canadian armies, and they said the Canadian arm up in space because they wanted us to use that word. We have Canadian everything because they want us to use those words to be lost in translation. Oh, don't worry, ma'am, we're from the army, the Canadian army. Yeah, hired by the Americans coming into the Canadian Army, hired by some outside whatever. I'm just in general, I'm just talking in general, based on games you watch. Who are these army men in all the Nintendo games you play? You don't know who they are. Well, it doesn't matter what somebody tells you at the door. They're never going to tell you the truth, or otherwise they wouldn't be knocking. It's those who knock, it's those who don't knock that keep you safe. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. 17, 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals 8 and 7 equals 15. 1 and 5 equals 6. 17 equals 8. Now it equals 6. So do you see how 8 and 6 come together? 8 and 6. 8 and 6. 2 and 4 on one side, 3 and 5 on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and all the way down to 36. Just by multiplying and adding, they're going to tell you a story. And the story will always be the truth, because we've been gambling and betting on it all our life. 2 and 1 is 2 and 1, is 5 and 6 is 5 and 6. 11 across from 3. So 11 is 1 and 1 is 2. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 and 2. Creation of spirit, angel, and man. 6 and 5. The electronic. 6 and 5, 5, 4. 11. So now you know beta 2 and 3. Beta 2 and 1, which creates the 3. Creates spirit, angel, and man 11. This would be 3 and 2. And it would be 3 and 11. 3, 1, 1. 3 times 1, 1. 333. Now you got your love joy. Now you got your creation. 1 and 2 will create your 3, which will create your 7. This creates your 5 added up. This becomes one world of 3. Your world of 3 is with Mars, the prism and Mars coming together, the think tank. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus, up near Pegasus, and the same number by Pegasus and GC Pegasus is also in Russia. It's also a crisscross of Africa, and it's also up in the northern Quebec near James and Hudson Bay and Baffin Islands. Thank you for watching 2222.